Welcome to the Mind is Psychic, where we talk music, addiction, comedy, culture. If you like this content, please leave feedback and subscribe. Let's get into it. On this episode, I want to discuss genre blending. Why are people hating on genre blending? And to fully understand what I'm talking about, I'm just going to give an example of really quick. What I mean is two genres that have been powerhouses in themselves, and now there's artists combining them. The biggest genre blend as of late has been hip hop, rap, country. Basically, what they're doing is they're throwing a country violin or, a twang with some 808s. But this goes back generations. This goes back close to 100 years, if not longer. And to fully understand, we really do need to go back to the creation of music. I mean, this goes back to when humans used sticks and rocks to drum, and they created string instruments with anything lying around. Now, let's say we're fast forwarding centuries. Now we're in the 1900s, 20th century, what have you. We get an explosion of jazz, soul, blues that's hitting the airwaves, that people just love the grassroots sound. And then a few decades later, rock music explodes. Talking the Beatles, we're talking the Stones. That was like the huge, just whirlwind of rock music. But even in the rock music, you can hear tones of jazz. You can definitely of soul, of blues. You can hear it. It's like they laid that foundation. So with all of this hating going on about genre blending, mostly it's that people are saying, hip hop needs to be hip hop, rock needs to be rock, country needs to be country. And that can be debatable. That can be up for debate. I mean, you have these artists, writers, and bands. It's their origin, and it's them. They, even from the get-go, they don't want to be categorized in one genre or not. But with every generation, artists have moved their form of artistry to the next level to create something special. And while I go back to this genre hating, everybody's done it. I believe it's just gotten way more attention ever since technology, social media, artists becoming more independent, becoming more free to do what they want, less labels involved, and overall the culture. That's what makes music great, though, is that there's all these different ideas, thoughts, ways of doing things has escalated in a good way. People are being able to hit boundaries. They're able to go forward. They're able to do things because they don't have a tight rope that they're only focused on going one way. Now, with the whole hip hop, rock, genre blending, from what I remember, probably the biggest influence of that genre, rock, rap, was Run DMC Aerosmith when they collabed on Walk This Way. Then from there, other people started going in that same direction. They meshed the two, and it had a different sound to it, and it was something different. And then even on a few years later, you had Body Count, which was a heavy metal band that Ice-T, the rapper, formed. And then around 90, 91, you had Public Enemy and Anthrax collabing on Bring the Noise. So this has been going on for decades. But going back to the Aerosmith Run DMC track, the remix, whatever you want to call it, that was when two huge bands, groups, whatever, with the idea from Rick Rubin, and it blew up. So I think from an industry standard of a collab, that's when things just skyrocketed to a whole nother level. And then you've got people going out of their comfort zone and learning and experimenting with different sounds and things of that nature. So now that we have that as like a foundation, kind of like a background of just melding multiple genres into one, there has been the last 5-8 years a lot of antagonizing, a lot of negativity towards the genre blending music. Or let's just say artists that are part of one genre moving over to another one. We can use examples such as the rock rap thing that kind of turned into the late 90s as new metal. That was a take of its own. We had the Korns, the Limp Bizkits, the list goes on. But there were still those people that hated on genre blending. And some of the reasons, they didn't want change. The old school rockers, the old school singers and stuff like that, a lot of them didn't want that change, that integration. But with every new generation, people add something. I mean, I could definitely see if you're a rock band or even a punk band and you hear your genre being blended with something that you can't stand because you fought and lived this identity of what your genre of music sounds like. You have that emotion, but at the same time, you have that fear of the unknown. Like, okay, if this new band does this, is mine still going to be as good? Or do I have to fight more? And of course, if you're on that, older generation of bands and you were a stickler for particular not wanting to move out of your lane, I get it. You lose that musical identity. But then you also have biases. You have the concerns, and even the different areas, the geographic areas also come into play. How you were raised, the different types of music you listen to, that you were brought up with. It's something that's just internal and almost distinctive of sometimes why you don't want it to change. But if you don't change, you can't improve, you can't move on. I mean, it's sort of the whole going from radio to the television to now the internet to streaming. There's this evolution of things. There are still some that don't like it. They want to stay with their newspaper and so forth. Now you have people also that want to rough the game up a little bit. What I mean is change things around. And that's where a lot of this is coming from. They're mixing that different types of music to a whole nother level. EDM now is doing a lot of rock. You have country doing the hip hop thing. Country also, for the last 25 years, has had a lot of pop influence with it. Whether that's good or bad, mainly I think the industry did that to get more attention. But with the technology and everything, you still can have your underground, independent, raw country artists, just like you have the raw rap artist, hip hop, rock, grunge, all of that in a way. There's tastes of each one of those in almost every type of music now. And whether you love it or hate it, it's going to be there. It's there, and it's not changing. And with the ability to record music, no longer needing professional studios, you can do it on your phone now. There's no wonder why there's all this different type of music. And most of it sounds really good. If you can get it right, if you can do it in a way, I mean, the whole country rock thing, of course, has been going on forever. I think what they mean more, and a lot of people, what they mean are why artists go from their genre that they were probably not the best in, and then they blew up in this other genre, and other people were upset. It is what it is. The culture is something different now. We're able to make good music. And like I've said for the last decade, there really shouldn't be genres anymore. And meaning that you don't have to focus on one or the other. You just make the music you love, and it is what it is. It turns out to what it turns out. I mean, you have MGK, for instance, that was a phenomenal rapper, and then who's always had that punk pop type of zest in his music. And then around 17, 18, he went crazy with the punk side. And then he started just doing pop punk albums. And he got a lot of criticism. Basically, a lot of people were saying, because of the whole beef with Eminem, that Eminem scared him out of the hip hop game, and now he's just doing pop punk. Whether that's the case or not, which I honestly don't believe, I think he's one of those people that were able to move on into something different. He tried something, people hate on him. And you got to think, even 50 years ago, people were thinking that hip hop was just a phase and it was going to go away. Little did people know that it was going to be one of the main genres moving forward. So all in all, when you have that, if you want to make music, and in this day and age, if you have talent, you can. Like I said, you can use a cell phone, you can have a project studio with one mic, a computer, and an interface, and you can make a whole record. It's not like it used to be 30 years ago, which with that technology, that's awesome. but you're also going to get the hate of why are artists going this way, or why are they going into people's lanes? You know, it's going to be that battle sometimes. But if you're a true musician, genre shouldn't matter. You play what you want to play, and if it sounds good, it sounds good. Don't worry about what other people have to say. Make what sounds good. And if it sounds good and it's not trash, it will get out there. If you work hard enough and keep on putting stuff out there no matter what. Practice makes perfect. The more content, meaning the more music, experimentation, all of that is a good thing. Don't let the fear, don't let the worry of what if I do this wrong? What if I do that wrong? The people that hate are the ones that are scared. They're the ones that are losing their identity or never had one to begin with, or they were so good that they didn't know how to change. Many different factors, but it's love. At the end of the day, it's music. It's something hard to explain when you're mixing different sounds. Having that freedom to do that with the technology we have today makes it so much better. Feeling that way, being able to reach so many people. TikTok has blown up so many artists now. Instagram, same. Facebook, think it's for us older generation. But social media in general has put it out there in the forefront where it's just, we've, as a population, have pretty much said, it's music, just let it ride. With whatever it comes, let it grow, let it turn into what it's going to turn into. You have people in every space trying to hate on something, which that's life. You can either follow the negativity, or you can move forward and just have fun and feel good. So on that, just make your music, no matter what it is. Have fun. Trust in yourself. Trust in your surroundings of having the ability to make great music, to produce, to write, to move the industry forward with however it's going to move forward. Just like time, it's just going to keep on moving and moving, whether you're there or not. So if you love it, continue to do it. With that being said, I'm out.
Thank you for tuning in. Please subscribe and leave a comment. You can hear me on all major platforms and socials under the Mind of Psychic podcast. See you next time.